Welcome to Ball Talk Deep, where we talk deep about ball. It's Andrade and Irwin back at it again. You know what we're doing right now, the NBA team profile series leading into the season. We're doing a video on every single NBA team leading up to the debuts of the season. And we did the bottom five of the East and the bottom five of the West, a video on those together, just to cover it up. Check it out below. We'll probably drop a link in the description or somewhere. I don't know. Maybe we'll probably forget dropping a link. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
And today we are talking about someone on the East this time, the Atlanta Hawks.
Man, I think this is one of the... They're still a baby dumpster fire, but at least they're making some efforts. They made some big boy moves.
Hell yeah, this offseason was a busy one for them, and I respect that because that means they are putting their money in their mouth and supporting their potentially young superstar.
I mean, yeah, I wouldn't say superstar, but
potentially
he's a star. Almost. If he could play a little bit more defense, he'll be a superstar. But anyways, Atlanta Hawks, man, what do you think about their ceiling and their floor for the next season?
Woof, look, make way for the young talent in Trae Young. Atlanta obviously had one of the busiest off seasons of all NBA franchises by adding Danilo Gallinari, Rajon Rondo, Chris Dunn, Bogdan Bogdanovic.
About time you know how to pronounce his name.
And I mean, that was a little luck on their side, I'm not gonna lie. The Bucks messed that up on their own, but it worked out for ATL. And lastly, they still got a number 6 pick in Onyeka Okongwu. Now that's legit a crazy number of moves, and if I were Trae, I'd be happy to feel like my organization is actually trying to make the right moves and putting effort, legitimate effort, into trying to build a contender with me, around me, etc. Because look, Atlanta now got a all-star point guard paired with a backcourt partner who's a legitimate shot creator, a vet forward who can play backup or start, a high IQ vet, some consider the highest or one of the highest in the entire league at the moment, who can help lead the second unit, and on top of that, he can also help mentor Trae. They got another combo guard who could be very effective defensively, and they might have drafted the best big men in the entire 2020 draft. However, chemistry is important, and we're not sure how all these new signings, plus the players who are already on the Hawks, will mesh on and off the court. So while I do think the future is looking bright right now, I don't think this season is where we'll see the instant success in the moves that they made this just past offseason. I say give it a year to develop, figure things out, see who they keep or don't, who to focus on or not, etc., moving forward. That's why personally I capped their ceiling at reaching anywhere between the 6th to 8th seed in the playoffs, mainly because they're in the East. If they were in the West, I think we'd have a different story. And while I also wouldn't be surprised though if they hit their floor, which for me is not making the playoffs. I really think this team can go either way because it's just so many changes, which could be good or bad. It all depends on the organization and how they handle it. So a big chunk of the work is left to the executives and the staff, the coach staff, to figure out what to do with the nice additions that they made.
Yeah, look, man, the Hawks, I think, is a classical thing that you see, that they're the winners of the offseason that could potentially not necessarily be winners in the regular season. They made a lot of additions, but at the end of the day, chemistry is going to play a factor to it. Another factor to it is that the Hawks were one of the worst teams in point differential. They were outscored by 17.2 points per 100 possessions in the first quarter. And damn, if you get like that behind in the first quarter, then it's always going to be an uphill climb towards the end of the game. And a young team, that has not learned how to win like the Hawks, that's not a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, the only time we've seen such a really low-ranking team just shoot up to the top and even winning a championship was the Boston Celtics in 08. But guess what? They added 3 fucking vets. Exactly. And these guys were vets by the time they got added. So, and, they were winners too. Like in others, obviously not championship winners, but they were winners in their own right.
Look, the other question as well is, okay, with their shortcomings on defense, one of their marquee additions is Danilo Gallinari.
Yeah, I look forward to that.
That guy can ball, offense, whatnot, but he's in the wrong side of 30. And where the hell are you gonna place him in the? Are you gonna place him in the starting lineup with John Collins?
Yeah, I know. That's
Is he gonna play small forward? Is he gonna play? He pretty much has to play power forward.
the biggest question is John Collins right now for
Yeah,
the Hawks.
and the thing is, he's going to like the end of his rookie contract. So I think the Hawks is he gonna stay or the Hawks gonna trade him? So that's another question as well. But it is definitely an interesting team to watch, especially in the Eastern Conference, where the bottom half, 5 through 8 seed, is pretty much anybody's,
Ball game. Yeah.
Yeah, so it should be interesting. When it comes to the Hawks, ceiling wise, is that I like to say they're a top 10 offense in the NBA to be able to make up, for the shortcomings on defense.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, and if they could make up at that differential that I highlighted earlier, they're going to be in contention for that number 8 seed, number 7 seed. Mind you, they're going to be able to do that. They're probably going to be hovering around 500.
Yeah. Unless Trae starts really reaching that Curry potential that so many hopefuls have.
Now, that's ceiling. Now, floor would be is that these pieces, they don't mesh well.
We've seen it happen too many times.
And look, man, it's going to be a fairly disappointing season for the Hawks. And they're going to be nowhere near that 8 seed or nowhere near 500.
You know who I thought of when you were saying, like, about the whole chemistry and everything? It's like, who were considered the biggest, or if not one of the biggest, offseason winners last year? The Clippers.
Yeah.
And how did that end up? They got it. All this talent. They added the 2 stars to already a talented squad. And yes, they made the playoffs, but I'm saying, like, they didn't reach the expectations they were supposed to have. It could easily happen to this Hawks squad.
That could happen to anybody. But I mean, the Clippers had a lot.
A team sport needs team chemistry. It just does.
Yeah, but the Clippers had a lot more pressure than what the Hawks are going to have.
Oh, yeah. I was just
focused
focused on, like, you can add all the talent in the world, doesn't necessarily equate to whatever success you expect, for the talent you added.
Yeah, but we'll see what happens with the Hawks. It should be interesting to watch. At least their front office is doing some sort of effort to because they
John is probably looking like, yo, all right, what are y'all gonna look what they're doing for Trae?
What the fuck you talking about, man? Of course they did something.
Yeah, but
anyways, but that'll be a topic for once we get to them. It will be a while.
Someone of Giannis' stature deserves the best. That's all I'm saying.
I feel you, man. But anyways, guys, we appreciate all the love and the hate. You guys already know Ball Talk Deep. We talk deep about ball. You guys on TikTok, Twitter, Insta, Ball Talk Deep. We'll catch you guys soon. But for now,
take care.